have no idea where I am, but I'm trying to find MB&F. I think it should be around here, but again, try to find it. Max! Found you!
You found the place, it's not easy to find.
How are you? How are you? How are you? Hi everyone, we're here at the brand new incredible M.A.D house, and I'm here with Max Büsser, founder and the legendary brainchild behind the brand we all know as MB&F. So congratulations, and
Thank you.
I guess how did this come to be? I remember last time we were in Geneva, you were talking about this project. I remember how excited you were.
Thanks, Austin. Yeah, look, we'd been looking for at least 2 years for a new location. We're in a very small, ugly office dating back 8 years ago, and everybody was one on top of the other. It was horrible. I mean, we never even let anybody visit it. We were so ashamed of it. And I'd been looking for 2 years for a space which is going to be at least 2-3 times larger. And everything I saw, because we wanted to stay in Geneva, was these big industrial plateaus, you know, like these big concrete places with neons on the thing. And I was like, it's horrible. And so one day we go and visit another of those industrial plateaus, just in that building there.
So that actual
building, just there. And at some point, the real estate gentleman wants to show us that there's 2 entries, one in the front on the road and one at the back. And so we walk out. And I'm so depressed. I want to shoot my brains out. I'm like, I'm never going to find any place which sort of is MB&F. And we're just standing there. And I look at him and he's asking me, what do you think? And I'm like, you know, sorry, sir, but I want this. And I point to this. And he looks at me and he goes, really? I'm like, yeah, that makes my heart beat faster. And instead of going, okay, he looks at me and says, maybe there's something which can be done. Wow. And I realized that actually the owner of that building, and all these buildings actually, is actually also the owner of this house, which is a 120-year-old house, which was a patrician house, which had an enormous park. You'll see behind there's this big forest. There are 3 hectares of land. And there was a company in it, but nothing had been done in 50 years. So we actually then went to visit it. And it was pretty derelict. It was in such a horrible state. And we were experiencing this, and Harris, Thibaut, Serge were looking at me going, seriously? Are we going to go in here? And I was like, yeah, probably, guys. Yeah, this is not going to happen. There's too much to be done. And then we continued to visit other boring locations. And at some point, Serge, our technical director, my partner in the company, looked at me one day and he said, you know what? Maybe we should go and see that old house again. It's like, okay. And we came back and started visualizing what could be done. It took us a good, practically 1.5 years of work. You probably don't realize it because you don't see what it was before. And we were able finally, mid-September, to enter with the whole team. And I must admit, we're like, yeah. It's our M.A.D house. We call it our M.A.D house.
Amazing. Well, first of all, I mean, again, congratulations. It's incredible. So I guess without further ado, let's show everyone what they've been waiting for. So this is the forest.
So this is the beginning of the forest. There's this big park. I feel like saying, unfortunately, most of the windows give onto the buildings the other side, because originally this was just farmland. And so there were none of those buildings, and you could actually see the mountains, and you had a beautiful view. Of course, since then everything has been built up. Carouge has become. Carouge was a little village outside of Geneva, very quaint. And then, as all big cities, well, Geneva is not a big city. As all small towns want to become a big city, right? They start growing and start building. And so the really nice part is the park behind you, and which is where the entry is. And here we go. So this is the entry of our M.A.D house.
Nice.
Let's go. And here we are. So this is actually really the mix of both our worlds. We're a brand which loves vintage watchmaking. I mean, I've always said 17 years. we take very old vintage watchmaking, beautiful watchmaking, deconstruct it and reconstruct it into a 3D mechanical sculpture. And so you've got both worlds here. You've got this 120-year-old house, you've got part of what our new identity is, and that's it. I mean, we're all a duality as human beings also. There's always two different sides, if not more, and that's exactly who we are.
Exactly.
And this is the beginning of the M.A.D house. I love the fact that we've got actually one of the very, very last Jean Cazès clocks. Jean is a legend. I mean, you've got one of his clocks in the entry of the Patek Philippe factory. It used to be a very big clock in the Geneva train station. He's known all over the world by the greatest collectors. He's 92 years old, and this is one of the very last clocks. He himself came to put it like a few months, last month he came to put it up here. There's all sorts of stories like this in our lives and in this house.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the entrance is incredible. There's such a juxtaposition, again, between the past, the future, and basically what you guys do, and it resonates with your brand as well, with HM, LM, and all of that. And this place is filled with mechanical art. Can you tell us about that? I've been looking at that ever since I walked in.
So that is Cosmo Bloom. So when you look at it, it's a beautiful sculpture, and when you get close to it, it gets alive.
Oh, what? What?
It's not only alive, it's going to pulsate. And on top of that, what I love is that it's completely silent. So we're really curators of kinetic art for many, many years. And it's true that many kinetic artists will put all these motors which go and you just don't want that thing happening around it.
Yeah.
And this is completely silent. It's very beautiful. Wow. It actually works very well with the light around you. Puts all these rays of light.
It's hypnotizing.
That's one of the many pieces we curate in the M.A.D gallery. And so we basically, as the years go by, this is going to become a mini M.A.D gallery. I didn't want it at the beginning, but our little M.A.D house big M.A.D house is going to be more and more presenting the artists that we actually love, not only the galleries, but inside.
That's amazing. And so the M.A.D house, it includes, your offices and also where the watchmakers make your beautiful creations, right? Is that right here, or is it?
So it's just there. So we've basically assembled everybody here except for all the machining. Of course, in this house, there was no way we could bring the 7 CNC machines and start machining. Let's enter from here. What a nice place to be able to assemble beautiful watchmaking. We thought it was a really beautiful home. We're 8 now watchmakers. A few of them are everywhere and on holiday. And here we go. We've got something which is at the level of the product we create.
Yes.
And as I said, for many years we had workshops where we were not proud of them. And I was not proud of actually putting our team in that sort of location. And now I think everybody's really happy to be working here.
Yeah, I mean, the natural light is incredible as well.
Natural light and the calm. The real calm of working here. So I'm in this weird year for me. I never look back. I never. And I'm always looking forward, and it's a little bit tough for my team because I actually don't even celebrate when something is achieved. I'm like, no. Like, I'm thinking, okay, next one, because now we're down to all the products till 2030 are in the pipeline, so that's the next 8 years. And I'm always thinking of how we're going to make them come to life. This year I've had to step back a little bit. The first step was the book, the first 15 years. So of course, I am the memory of this company. So everybody kept on coming back to me like, Max, what was this watch? Where was it? And how many did we make? And I think we found that. And so it was actually going back to that. It was the exhibition of the 20 calibers in 17 years.
Yeah.
And then it was the opening of the MB&F lab with my friend Michael Tay, which I've known for 23 years, and Laurent Pichotto I've known for 32 years. That was last week. And so all of this, you start realizing that this, coming to this madhouse, is the next chapter. So it's as if this book, which was actually the first 15, but actually first 17 years, is the first chapter. And now we're opening the second step with this move here and all the other things you're going to see. There's so much happening. And it's true that when I look at these, I'm like, wow, I know I created them. I remember the stories, but I've forgotten about them.
That's insane.
It's just like, they just...
Which sounds crazy, but when you've done this much in 15 years, I mean... It's understandable.
Yeah, because you kept
cool.
And the first panda. Now, then there was the second panda, so etc. etc. It's everything. When you look at it, we're soon going to be celebrating the 10 years of HM6. For me, HM6 was like yesterday. I've been living in a time warp over the last, I'll say, over the first 15 years of MB&F. Happiness was not an option. Pride was my engine. It was like, I want to be proud, and being proud was taking risks, creating things which were crazy and that I believed in, and it was treating people the way I really would like to treat them, etc. But happiness was not an option. In the last 2 years, with everything which happened in the world and to us, I think I can say I'm actually happy.
That's amazing.
It's been an incredible moment. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And coming here was like, I was welcoming the team. I got super emotional. I started choking up, which doesn't happen to me. I think I'm in a nice place of my life, and I think the whole company is a really nice place in our life.
It's amazing, and you guys have such a bright future as well, especially with, again, everything that you guys have been doing, the revamp of the M.A.D labs, the M.A.D 1, going and exploring that direction as well, and now the madhouse. I mean, you're essentially creating a little M.A.D universe for
That's
yourself,
exactly
right?
where we're going. That's exactly where we're going. I really believe that in a few years, MB&F will just be an atom in what we call the M.A.D galaxy.
Oh, wow.
So the M.A.D galaxy is this molecule where you've got all sorts of atoms, and MB&F will be one, will be a big one, but the way we're going, all the things we want to try out, that's the next generation. That's the next film. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see the next 15 years of MB&F and what you guys come up with.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be able to walk up the stairs in 15 years. I'll do my best.
You'll be able to teleport with some device that you sell at the M.A.D lab.